What's up? What's up? It's your girl Mickey Truth, aka Mickey Facts, and I am back. And y'all, I today has been so crazy. I'm not about to even sit here and cap. It's been so many different stories going on today. Like I don't even know where to start. However, I had to revamp my whole situation, okay? Because for those who have been watching me for the past couple weeks, those who have been part of my research club, you know we have been looking into the Snootie Wild case, all right? And I want to tell you guys, okay, some big news about that. So make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. I'm getting set up because this is breaking news. And look, it's definitely a win, okay? It's definitely a win. Something is finally happening positively in Houston. I mean, it's just the beginning. However, there has been an arrest in the Snootie Wild case. Yes. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go through everything that I was planning on doing this weekend. We're gonna start from the top and work our way on down with this case. I'm logging into everywhere. So again, there has been an official arrest in the murder of Snootie Wild. Yes, yes, yes. And that is good news to hear because for those who have been in my research club, the Snootie Wild case has been stale for the last few months. However, again, there has been a official arrest made. And the person arrested name is Ivory Williams, okay? Ivory Williams is a person arrested for the murder of Snootie Wild. So make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Again, a lot of things have been going on today, but we definitely have to jump into this Snootie Wild situation because that is a case that we were actively looking into. So give me a few minutes. I'm gonna pull up and we're gonna start from the top with this situation and work our way on down to again the arrest of the accused murderer that was done today. Um and hold on, give me a second. Sorry about the echo. Hold on, give me a. All right, I got the echo off. And the ironic thing is, me spread love. I think Miss Tina was in the research club. I think Arthur was a part of it. You know, a lot of my day one truth team members. We looked into this guy. He was definitely on our list. I have a folder like I'm looking at right now full of the information, okay? And when I say y'all, we are going to definitely put an end to some rumors around his death. We got a lot to look at, just put it that way. So before I start sharing my screen, I want to go ahead and get my documents pulled up, log into the Harris County um clerk of court office so that everybody can see. And again, there has been an official arrest in the murder of Snootie Wild. Okay. Um, hey, that's big news because it's this case is so sad. It was so many lies told about the around the situation leading up to his death. Like it was definitely a sad situation. So we're gonna get started. We're gonna start with information about Snootie Wild, exactly who he is. A lot of people may not know who he was. He was a rapper who was at one point signed to CMG, which is the Yo Gotti label. A couple songs is I know Yayo is definitely a big hit from Snootie Wild. And also, I want to say some. Don't quote me on it. Yayo is the biggest one. It was another song that he had. But I can't think of. I want to say it's like made for. It's with what is his name? The rapper from Atlanta. I'll get back to that. I cannot think of what his name is. But let me pull up some files here because I got most of them saved. But I want to see if they have any new information, even a picture of the guy that they arrested for his death. Like, again, y'all, I am so happy to hear that Houston Police Department has made an arrest in the Snootie Wild case. Oh, he's on that song. Every okay. I thought he had another song. What is his name? The guy from Atlanta, the other guy with the dreads. Or do he got dreads? Dang it. It's on the tip of my tongue. And I cannot remember what it's called. K Count. Didn't he have a song with K Count? Let's see here. I'm just pulling up to see if we got an actual search warrant that we can view for him. But yeah, so he definitely had some hits, okay? Definitely. Let me see here. So I don't see any new. Let me search a different one. Because I don't see any new warrants. So if that's oh yeah, made me with K Count. So I don't see any new warrants. So that means everything that I already researched is what they're using. So that's good because I kind of already went over it and I can explain it to everybody a little bit better. But yeah. So again, for those who are just joining me, there has been an official arrest made in the Snootie Wild murder. And he has been, I want to say, an unofficial suspect since the beginning because he's on the original paperwork from that night. And we're gonna touch on it all. If anybody know Arthur, tell him he would definitely want to tune in because this is definitely something that he had wanted to learn about. But he can catch it on a replay because, like I said, the Young Thug case was definitely the topic of today because I've even been watching it and looking into other things, but I was not expecting a murder, arrest in the murder of Snootie Wild. So shout out to them for making that happen. All right, let me see here. So yeah, it's nothing new. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Let me share my screen real quick. And before Tony says it, Bo is busy with work, with schoolwork. So you just gonna have to deal with me. He loves throwing shots, talking about some doggone where Bo at every time something goes wrong with the electronic side. Spray love. How do you feel about arrests being made? What? Okay, so he got court date tomorrow. So I definitely gonna check into that. But y'all won't. Okay, we're gonna get into that. Let me go ahead and share my screen because that's all I'm gonna say. Let's just share it and go from there. Let me see. Is it gonna catch up with me? There we go. All right. So you guys, this is a person that is being accused of murdering Snootie Wild. All right. So a little bit about Snootie Wild for those that just that may just not know and just joining us. He was a rapper. He is originally from Memphis, even though I said I think before Atlanta, but he's originally from Memphis. He was living in Houston, Texas when he was murdered. He was originally at one point signed to CMG, which is the Yo Gotti label. However, per my research, he was not signed at the time of his death. So I do want to put that out there. Nevertheless, his murder happened in February of 2022, so February of this year, and it had been no official arrest for his case until today. All right. So, as you can see here, it has Ivory Duke Williams as the person that's being charged with murder. Let's check it out. And again, this is my first time looking at this particular charge. I've looked at his old charge, like I have him right in front of me, but this is the first time I'm seeing the murder charge for him. So again, being that I've been looking at it, I definitely say I am happy to hear they have made an arrest. So it looks like all of this took place today because you see the date of December 15 on the side. Um, so bail has been set. Y'all see it right there at $250,000, and I feel like that's like because like you have been basically free since February to live your life, and they're only going to give you $250,000 bond. But again, I'm getting and I'm understanding why now a lot of Houston natives say this Houston, that's Houston, because they definitely move real funny down there. Not with a lot of I guess logic that we as the public will see. So definitely all I can say, that's Houston for you. Let's see here. Yeah, that's basically what it says. Let's see. As of right now, I will say I did look him up. He is currently still detained, as they're saying online. Cause child, y'all, that's a whole nother topic. But as of now, per what they're putting in the records, he is currently detained. Let's look at his criminal history. All right. So, like I told y'all before, he has a criminal history. It looks like he had a pending completion of probation. However, I feel like during this murder, at some point, it's going to come out that he was on probation when it happened. I do believe so. That is my theory, just looking into all the case information. But definitely don't be surprised if that comes up with it. Now, what it says here is that he got the murder charge and possession of controlled substance. I'm not really sure what substance it is, but they gave him a $5,000 bond for that. So maybe when he got arrested, he had drugs on him. Nevertheless, you know, that's what we got. Now let's see what type of lawyer he has on file. So at this time, so this must have just happened because he doesn't even have a lawyer on record. Hey Miss Tina, girl, we got movement on the Snootie Wild case. Let's see the settings. And this is definitely going to be a case that I'm going to definitely follow to the end, because I definitely want to see how this ends. So he had court today at 1 p.m. I wish I would have known. I definitely would have been looking at it. But he has a preliminary court appearance tomorrow at 9 a.m. So definitely know that your girl Mickey is going to definitely be watching. Hopefully they don't try to pull a DJ Pack situation where we can't view it online. But if we can view it, I'll be there. Let's see here. I don't think it's no related cases. Because at this time he's only being charged with murder, which is good enough to start off. Now let's see what type of documents they have on file for him. All right. So let's start off with the complaint, the charging instrument, which is going to detail exactly what they are charging him for. Let me make that big. And make sure y'all like, comment, share, subscribe. All right, let's see here. So bam, there we go. If we was confused, we're not confused no more. It is, and I'm not gonna read it verbatim, but I'm gonna sum it up. It says that Ivory Duke William, hereafter styled the defendant heretofore on or about February 25th, 2022, did then and there unlawfully, intentionally, knowingly cause the death of Lee Preston Porter III, also going to be referred to as the complainant, by shooting the complainant with a deadly weapon, namely a firearm. So yes, Snootie Wild's real name is Lee Preston Porter III. This has been confirmed by, yes, his obituary that I'm going to pull up. It's been confirmed by his actual funeral was viewed or like shown on Facebook through the funeral home. So yes, this is definitely the same person. Okay. And it then goes to say that let's see here. Okay. So yes, it just goes into the second paragraph and said they use a deadly weapon that they know to be a firearm. So again, Ivory Duke Williams is being charged with the February 25th murder of Lee Preston Porter the third, aka Snootie Wild. All right. So let's go to the next document. So I see here they originally did want to deny bail. Let's see why they didn't. And y'all, I'm getting better, but it's gonna be sometimes I'm gonna have to mute the phone. Okay. All right. So if y'all are familiar, this was similar to what was in the file for Little Cam, which it states why they wanted bail to be denied. Um, However, it says, well, in this it says they're accused of a violent or sexual offense committed while under the supervision of the criminal justice agency of the state. So that just goes to prove that, like I told y'all before, per my research, he was definitely on probation. He was on a 5-year probation when this crime was committed. So I'm gonna think it's gonna be some more details coming out about that. Um, yeah. And from what like I told y'all, I had got it like right in front of my face already printed from 12/10. Like I'm gonna have to post when I printed this. Like I was on him 5 days ago. Okay. Um, but yeah, it's for the same court. So like this same court is who put him on probation. And he turned around violated by a murder. And y'all, when y'all hear the details surrounding why this went down, I'm not even gonna say nothing. I'm gonna definitely let y'all hear and y'all tell me what y'all think. So the prosecution is wanting it to be denied. However, I think that's what's gonna be played tomorrow in the court. So let's see what's next. So let's see what bond conditions will be or requested if he is granted bail tomorrow. Oh, let's see. And again, that's another weird thing because it's like they go get them out and then they still go to court the next day. I just don't be understanding. Uh-oh, spread love, Miss Tina. Y'all see a familiar name on this document? All right. Definitely. I'm not gonna go into it right now. We'll go into it when we get into the story. Uh let's see here. So basically I've seen this on many of them. They're saying house arrest if he is bonded out. They're saying not to have firearms or ammunition or other weapons. Submit to random P test, drug test, all that. Don't use drugs, all this and that. Which I doubt he's gonna follow if he does get out because guess what? He was already out on similar conditions when guess what? He committed the alleged crime. So y'all already know how I feel about that. I mean, you keep giving them the same options repeatedly, they keep doing the same thing. All right, let me see. And yes, y'all, I am speeding past some of this because it's another name that's listed that I did not want to show and I didn't realize it was there. So, yes, nevertheless, this is a public document. Anybody can pull it up. However, I just don't want it, I don't want to be the one to pinpoint it. All right, so let's get into the story. Well, hold on. Let me go to. Okay. So yes, so this shows he's what is go. Let me tell you, I don't know what they do in Houston, or you know what? I'm not even gonna put it just on Houston. I'm gonna say just in general. These kids be so young. My oldest is like a couple years younger than this guy. This guy was born in 2000. Like, it got to be more than life than for you to want to go out here and commit a murder to possibly throw your whole life away. So I definitely would say need some more outreach programs, something. Like the OGs in these neighborhoods need to talk to these little youngins and try to steer them right. I mean, I know you can't force nobody to do anything, but hey, something. And I just realized here that he was actually booked last night. So he was arrested last night, not today. So let's clarify that he was arrested last night, but I believe it just became public today. I'm going to switch my screen and we're going to get into some of the saved documents, search warrants that I have, and we're going to go through them. Let me see here. So far, what y'all think? Has anybody actually followed this case or like know anything about this case? And I got to go get my other phone. So I got to step away from my computer, but I'm looking at the screen. What y'all think? Have y'all followed this case? Is it like, what do y'all know about this case that y'all think happened with the whole situation? Because I'm going to tell you, when I first dug into it, it was said um it was a story about him possibly being robbed. Um, However, once I got to digging into the paperwork, it made me think a whole different scenario. So spread love, Miss Tina. Without going into what we know, when we first started looking into this case, what did y'all feel? All right, I got my charger, I got my other phone. All right, we're about to get into it. We about to get into it. Let me plug up my phone. Let's see. I think everything is saved already. If not, I'll have to search it. hmm That is crazy to me. That is definitely crazy. Like, I'll sit here, being on line watching that trial all day just for this to break. That is crazy to me. Appreciate it, Spike. Yeah. And you know what? Shout out to Skull because I ain't gonna lie. Skull knew I was looking into this case. No, me and him had a whole conversation and I was telling him my plans. He hit me up while he was on live and was like, Mickey, good news. You about to go live about it? And I'm like, huh? What you talking about? I'm waiting on, everything. He like, you ain't here. I'm like, no. He's like, yeah, they made her arrest in your case. So I'm like, my, which one? And then he's like, Snootie Wild. I said, oh my gosh, because y'all, I didn't even know. So definitely shout out to Skull and Skull Game because, like I tell y'all, regardless what anybody say about Skull, he always been 100 with me, and that's all that mattered to me. Okay. So yeah, he definitely knew I've been working hard on this case and put me on that arrest has been made. So, and I want to tell you, also, we do got a picture. All right, I'm about to pull up the news article. So it broke just a couple hours ago as far as the major news outlets. So we do have a picture, and I'm about to put on the screen. And I'm going to be flipping back and forth because, like I said, I have yet to um take information out or black it out. And I know some of these names are witnesses that didn't have nothing to do with the actual situation, so I don't want to just put them on Front Street. However, I do know some are part of the situation. So where they fall, I do not know, but um, it's definitely a lot of people. I appreciate you, Spike. I do. Like I said, I got folders and folders of this stuff. Like this is for real. Oh Lord, this young man look. Let me stop. Let me just stop. Okay, I'm about to pull up the picture right now, y'all. So this is the alleged shooter, murderer of Snootie Wow by name of Ivory Duke Williams. Per my count, is he was born in October of 2000. So he would have definitely been, he's definitely 22, right? 22 years old. 22 years old. That is, I'm not even sure what area. Let me see if I can, because I don't even know what area that was like considered in Houston. Uh, Let me see where that paperwork. Let me see here. Highland Meadowville Drive. Let me see, where is that at? Right, I agree. Spread love, like Highland Meadow. I'm so happy they finally got him because, like, I was wondering, like, what was going on? Like, why was it a cold case? And I want to say it's going to be additional arrests. You know, now they haven't announced it yet. If based on my research, I definitely would have said it's more arrests to come. So they should definitely have more arrests to come. All right. So I'm about to do the search warrant look up. I'm looking at my hard copies first so I can see what pages I can put up or that I want to put up without actually jeopardizing or putting any information out of witnesses. So you're gonna hear me with my papers in the background, and that's just because that's how I'm gonna filter through. But I'm gonna pull up the actual documents so that everybody can view them. Right. So while I'm doing that, make sure y'all like, comment, share, subscribe. If you are just joining me, arrest has been made in a Snootie Wild case, and I am happy to report that, okay? Because this case I felt like should have been solved months ago, but the difference between public trial and opinion is different than what the law enforcement agencies have to do, no matter what your feeling is towards law enforcement. So it seems like they had been doing something if they finally got him. Cause like I said, his name um was mentioned numerous times from day one. But again, this happened in February. It's December. They're just arresting him. So, that says a lot. And give me a minute. I got to blow my nose and I'll be right back. Ooh, I'm so ready to get all the way better. I'm feeling better though. I will say that. Let me see. What is the case number for this one? Do, 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 do. Yeah, so Spike, let me tell you something. Houston is, I would not want to live there just based on just how they conduct business there. Even if you're not in the streets, I don't like that part. That's kind of alarming to me. Oh, that's Southeast Houston. Okay. So I'm not sure if that's where it took place, but that's where he's from. Okay, here we go. We got it. So the warrant I'm about to pull up was actually from March 4th, 2022. Okay. So like I said, from the beginning, spread love, hit up Arthur and Discord. Because I know this was a case that, he wanted to follow. And y'all, I'm not gonna read verbatim this because it's when I say I got a whole like book of stuff, we will be here for hours and hours. Y'all thought my Felicia Johnson one was long. that ain't got nothing on this case as far as paperwork. Okay. So we're gonna definitely go through key points, and y'all are welcome or feel, go back and just read it. Oh, this thing be irking my nerves. All right, hold on, y'all. I got to go back in. I did realize I can go live on YouTube directly. I just got to play around with it. I've never done it before, so I wasn't sure exactly how that worked. So that is definitely something I'm going to see. Oh, okay, he was at work. So I'm definitely going to see how that does, because StreamYard just don't be my friend all the time, Cause I'm like, I got cameras and everything rolling in it around here, and don't nothing be acting up like this doggone computer when I'm on StreamYard. And that's why I get on it through my phone, also because it's easier than to get on my computer, if that makes sense. Okay. So let's see here. All right. So here we go. So again, y'all, hold on. Let me make sure it's big enough. Hey, Arthur. Hey, this is good news. They finally have made an arrest in the death of Snootie Wild. So that's what we're covering. His name is Ivory Duke Williams. You already know we touched on him during Research Club. So yes, he has been officially arrested. What we're doing now is getting into the paperwork that they had on the situation since March of this year. All right. So this picture here, this is what make it. Let me just tell y'all, okay, the starting point. All right, this particular warrant. Let me see. This warrant is for the property address where the shooting or the murder took place. Let me make that bigger so y'all can see. So this is this gives you. Let me see if it's on clear. I might have made it too big. Okay, that make a little clearer. That's a little clearer. All right. So this is the area where the shooting took place. Okay. It is said per this document here that, okay, that's where it broke down. So it was cameras in the area, basically, to sum it up. It was cameras. That's what the first page says. But I'm going to get into the actual scenario around the shooting itself. It said here that hold on. Let me get there. Let me get there. All right, here we go. In the early morning hours of February 25th, 2022, two detectives were assigned to the shooting scene that was called in by patrols officers of the Southeast Patrol Division located at the intersection of England Street and Alice Street. So Spike was right. It's the southeast part of Houston. You got to love your truth team members that make sure they come with the accurate info. I love that. Okay. Now it is said here, and again, this is not verbatim. This is me going through. Let me make sure there's nobody name listed before I move down. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and move down. Oh, went too fast. All right, here we go. So this breaks down some stuff. This is not on the actual page that I'm on, just because it's some names listed on the page that I do not want to make public myself. You're free to go look at it. However, y'all already know how I do when it comes to identities of possible witnesses. Okay. So it says here that they identified Lee Preston Porter III, which is Snootie Wild, had been shot once in the neck/upper torso area and was in critical critical condition at a local hospital. So that was one of the rumors I was going to clear up. He did not die on the scene. He actually died, I want to say, 1 to 2 days later at the hospital. Um, so yes, so that's a rumor that I can clear up per the information here. It says he was in critical condition when they arrived on scene. All right. So it says here that Snootie Wild was found on the street and was transported by the Houston Fire Department. Okay. They did find a single spent shell casing located on the scene, along with blood evidence and a Nissan Armada, which was backed into a ditch several feet from where the decedent was located. Okay, so Miss Tina said 2 days. So yeah, so about that time frame, that's how long he was alive after he was shot. Okay. So there is a witness that stated that they witnessed, let's see here, that they had cameras that basically recorded the whole situation. Okay. And it said that they actually saw it themselves and was able to capture it on the camera. All right. So this is what it says here. So the witnesses, the witness provided detectives that the Nissan backed into a ditch and a female and someone else, possibly a male, could be heard arguing. Okay. Shortly after the vehicle goes into a ditch, a dark colored sedan pulls up and people can be seen getting out of it. Okay. Once they exit, the argument continues. Okay. A person can be seen running away from the scene. Shortly after this, a gunshot can be heard. The people then get back into the vehicle and pull up to the Nissan, appear to rummage through it, and then get back into the vehicle and leave the scene. So, from that part, to sum it up, it was an argument. During that argument, a car went into the ditch. At that time, another car pulled up. People got out of that car. Another argument started. A person ran away from the scene, and a shot was fired. Then the second car that pulled up to the Nissan that was in a ditch. At that point, they went through the car looking for whatever they was looking for. They jumped into the car and then they left. Now, it's a lot of moving pieces to this story. It's a lot of, once we get into like other statements made by other people, it may get confusing. So just, if y'all got questions, ask me. I'm looking down at my screen just so that we can stay together. Because again, this was definitely a questionable situation from the start. All right. So next, after that happens, the witness, okay, that recorded the situation goes to the scene, which is not far from where they are, to check on Snootie Wild, okay? Once that person gets out of their vehicle, and I'm not specifying if it's a he or she, okay? So that's why I'm saying that person. Um, Once that person gets out of their vehicle, a white Mercedes Benz can be seen on the camera pulling up to the driveway where that person lives. Two black males exit that car, okay? And the passenger that approaches the witness and Snootie Wild, because again, he is still on scene, okay? So the witness states that they recognize the vehicle occupants as the two people who shot the decedent, which is Snootie Wild. So at that time, the witness gets back into their car. Um, because I mean, I would be scared too if the people you just saw commit a murder is back on the scene. I wouldn't want to stay there and talk either. So, not too long after that, a marked HPD vehicle arrives on scene, and basically the people that was in the Mercedes gets back in, and guess what? Only one person gets back into the car and drives away. The passenger walks away. Let that sit in there for a minute. Just visualize it. A man is basically fighting for his life on the ground. Okay, somebody comes to try to help. However, it's spooked off because the same people that just shot you come back. And in my mind, I'm thinking, are they coming back to finish the job? And just by the skin or the grace of God, a police officer pulls up. And not only do they pull up, but the people that just shot you gets away. Oh, Arthur, when is her birthday? Today? Like, you know, that is something. So, again, keep in mind, two people came back to the scene after they shot Snootie Wild, all right? And remember, the passenger is the one who approached the witness. And the passenger is also the one who walks away from the scene, doesn't get back into the Mercedes. And for those, and I'll go back to it real quick. I'm going to go. Okay. This is actually the photo of the car right there that pulled back up to check out the things. Like, that is crazy. All right. Let me go to another part. I'm going to try to just stick on parts that don't have any names. And make sure y'all like, comment, share, subscribe. Like I said, my voice is starting to crackle again, but it's all right. We're gonna get through this because this is definitely something that needed to be heard. And I'm glad that they made her arrest, nevertheless. All right. So once that happens, let me see, where are we? So the witness provided the camera footage directly to the officer that arrived on the scene, which pulled a license plate from the car that was there. They realized, and once they got the license plates, they began searching the area around the shooting, and located a vehicle in a driveway at an address. Okay. They said at that time, the detectives was told that the officers have been watching that vehicle since they found it, and no one had entered it. Okay. Now, I don't know who this person is that they have listed, and I'm just gonna roll with it because I didn't realize a name was on the screen. I mean, like I say, it's public info. I will say I did not find that this person had anything to do with anything, but hey, they got it there. So let's continue. So the residence where they saw this car, right? A person with the name of Roland Brown came to the door. And that person stated that, y'all ready? That he had been at the scene, but was only there because he heard arguing and saw a car in a ditch and wanted to try to help. So, was he part of it? Who knows? I'll kind of say more later once we get to that part, but we gonna continue. All right. So later on the same day after Snootie Wild was murdered, or let me rephrase that, was shot because he didn't die at this point. They interviewed the girlfriend. Now this is where, and I want y'all to listen. I'm gonna try to stay as verbatim as possible so y'all can really get the scenario that the girlfriend painted. And y'all tell me what y'all think about her scenario, okay? I do not know how you pronounce her name, but I believe it's Gerelda Right? We just gonna refer to her as the girlfriend because I can't keep trying to figure out how you pronounce her name. All right. So the Nissan that I referred to earlier that was in the ditch is her car. Okay. This is her story. She stated that she dropped off Snootie Wild at a house on England Street. and she described where it was, and that okay, describe where it was. All right, so here they got a note. They got a note that a Crime Stoppers tip came in, stating that they have built surveillance at that residence, that they went and knocked on the Brown residence, and said that it does have footage of the suspects and the decedent prior to and immediately after the shooting. And then the detective said, based on all of this information, they believe that the decedent, which is Snootie Wild, and the suspects will be seen on the camera footage at that residence prior to the shooting. And it says here that the suspects leaving the residence after the decedent left, and the suspects coming back to the residence in a white Benz that was at the shooting scene. And 10 minutes later, after the shooting now, they were found at this residence where Mr. Brown said he was at, but he was just trying to see what was going on. So before we even get any more into it, what y'all getting from this story so far? Like this, to me, like what y'all getting from it? I want to hear some feedback. Like what y'all getting from it so far? Talk to me, chat. Also, yesterday was her birthday, because we saw that he was locked up on yesterday, so the 14th. So according to Arthur, Snootie Wild's one of Snootie Wild's was it daughter birthday was the day that this guy Ivory Williams was arrested. So we definitely want to say happy birthday to Snootie Wild's daughter. For those who don't know, he had, I want to say, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, he had 7 kids. So that's a lot of kids that no longer have their dad. So, justice is justice for these babies. They won't get their father back, but at least this guy won't be able to live normally. Like they're not living normally. And spread love, I agree. It definitely sounds fishy because to me, and this is my opinion, and all of this is for entertainment purposes only. We are playing Clue, like I always like to say. You're seen on camera leaving a house with the person that is shot. Then you come back to that house, but when police knock on the door, you're going to say, "Oh no, I only went out there just to see what was going on." How? Why didn't you say that the man was at your house before he was shot? So again, I don't know if he's going to be arrested in this. He did not. That name did not come up on any of the documents. But it definitely is fishy. So before I continue, let me check the next page. So this search warrant they did. Let me go back. They did request to get photographs, and it was granted to get photographs. Now, keep in mind that residence, because that residence comes up again later. Okay. So I'm going to take the screen off because that's the first search warrant. We're going to go to the next one. So we're going to have an intermission. Anybody new joining in that doesn't know what we're talking about, feel free to let me know. I'll sum it up as best as I can without going over everything again. But we are going over the Snootie Wild case because if you haven't heard, they have arrested a suspect for his murder, which is 22-year-old Ivory Duke Williams out of Houston. All right, let's see here. Let me pull up the next one. Oh, you're welcome, Arthur. Like I told you, once I get on a case, I look into it. We had to, and it's so ironic because I don't know if I said it in research club, but I know I said it to Skull. Matter of fact, I think I did, Arthur. I was like, I don't know if I want to put it out there yet, being that the murderer is not arrested yet. And originally they was alluding that he wasn't the murderer. You know? Like we kind of felt it, but they was alluding it was somebody else. And I wasn't sure if it was time to put it out yet. And I remember Sko told me, he was like, no, you need to put it out because a lot of these details haven't been spoken of. You got your facts, put it out. And that's why I told you I was going to put it out this weekend. And look what happened. It broke. So, it's some good police work being done somewhere. I will say that. If it's like that on every case, no, I can't speak on every case, but definitely, they're doing something. Now, all we need is a conviction. Then we really in the game. So I'm pulling up the next warrant, and the next warrant is for phone records. And who phone records are these? Ooh, I need me something to drink. All this talking. Give me a second, y'all. I gotta give me something to drink. All right. Let's see here. All right. Now, I'm scrolling through because I don't want to keep repeating the same parts. Because as y'all know from the other cases that we went through, each warrant recaps the same thing, but each warrant has additional info that's not the same thing. So, all right, let me see who all name was in this. All right, here we go. Let me go to this page. What page is this? Wish it had a page number. All right, there we go. Always, y'all. Y'all know I'm gonna work hard. Always. All right, let me blow it up a little bit. And y'all, to be real, y'all know, I know y'all gonna get on me and be like, why y'all ain't watermark it? When I say I just literally, I called Spread Love and was like, and Bo, but Bo's doing schoolwork and was like, y'all, I got to go live. They just, arrested the suspect for the murder of Snootie Wild. I didn't even have time to watermark anything. But y'all already know. Ain't nobody been following this case in recent time but me. So if they run with it, they run with it. Nevertheless, I did what I needed to do to put pieces together. So I'm all right with that. All right. Now, again, I'm not going to read it verbatim. I'm going to leave it on the screen. Y'all feel free to read it verbatim. I'm just going to go over key points. So let's just start off by saying this so-called girlfriend is not the lady that they got in his obituary. Um, so I will say that much. All right. And it clearly states that here. So here we go with what? Okay, I'm gonna say what it says, and then we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna do a side note. So the girlfriend, the Geronda lady, who is the owner of the Nissan, during her interview, she said that she dropped off Snootie Wild at a house on England Street. And then she stated that she left. Hold on, let me see. She dropped him off in about 30 minutes, left because he was taking too long. She stated she went to get gas, and while at the gas station, he called her to come back. Um, that doesn't talk about the part I thought it was about to talk about. But okay. I mean, that's not far-fetched. But I don't know. If my dude allegedly was somewhere and I'm sitting in a car, would I just pull off and leave him? It depends how aggravated I am. I ain't gonna lie. Now I definitely would have came back, but I think I done left my husband a time or two back in our dating years. So I don't know if that part is far fetched. I thought it was about to say something else, but I think it's further down. But we're just gonna, if y'all think that's far fetched, y'all put it in the comments. But I'm gonna go to the next part. Now, later in this next paragraph, it speaks of a girlfriend slash fiance, Crystal. And I want to say she is listed in the obituary. So if that don't tell you, these dudes be out here, okay? Because this is the second time the girlfriend is mentioned, all right? However, they did interview her over the phone. Now, my question is, right? And it's really not an important question, but I'm just gonna tell y'all what I thought when I was researching it. If that was the fiance, why was she not in Houston? You know, because they said they interviewed her by phone, so I'm just assuming that she wasn't in Houston. She was possibly in Memphis. Nevertheless, who knows? Really doesn't matter. Um, but yeah, so she provided some phone numbers that she had to contact Snootie Wild for the basis of the search warrant so that they can look into it. Now, here we are. This is the part that I'm like, huh? Because this is where the first girlfriend, the Geronda lady, started switching up her story. Okay. So let's get into it. Let's see here. All right. It is said that on March 15th, they interviewed Geronda and they confronted her because her story was contradictory to what she originally said. So this is what they said. After confronting Miss Cartwright with this information, she stated to me that she was scared because of what happened. Hold on, where am I? Was scared because of what had happened and provided the following statement. Here we go, y'all. Listen carefully to what she says, and then we're going to talk about it. And I believe it's on the screen so y'all can follow along too. She said that she had dropped Mr. Porter off at 7027 English Street, a house she knew him to buy narcotics at, and then left to get gas. She said she stopped at a gas station close to 610, but didn't have any money, so she contacted her cousin, who she identified as Ivory Williams, to come give her gas money. She continued in saying Mr. Williams arrived at the gas station in a newer model dark colored sedan. Mr. Williams was the driver of the dark colored sedan. A second black male was sitting in a front passenger seat, and a female toddler, yes, y'all, toddler, was in the back seat. She said while getting gas with Mr. Williams, Mr. Porter was on the phone with her on speaker and was cursing at her and calling her names, which she said worried Mr. Williams. Miss Cartwright then said that they left the gas station. She was going to get Mr. Porter, and Mr. Williams was following her. She said as they was driving, she accidentally drove past the house at 7027 England, and while trying to turn around, she accidentally put her car into the ditch. She said when she did this, Mr. Williams pulled up and he attempted to help her. And while doing this, Mr. Porter arrived on scene and began cursing at her again. She said she saw Mr. Porter pull a black semi-automatic gun from his waistband and rack it. And that was when she ran out of the ditch and got onto the other side of the street. She said as she was turning around, she heard a gunshot and thought Mr. Porter shot at her. Ms. Cartwright stated that the only people that were there when the shooting happened were her, Mr. Porter, Mr. Williams, and a person who was with Mr. Williams. Ms. Cartwright said at the time Mr. Williams told her to get into his vehicle because he knew Mr. Porter had friends in the area and said she needed to leave with him. Ms. Cartwright said once they left the scene, Mr. Williams drove her to an unknown address in the same neighborhood, and there, Mr. Williams and the other unknown male began to threaten Miss Cartwright as she was a witness to the shooting. I'm I'm gonna let y'all read that whole little paragraph, and then y'all get in my comments. Like, I really, before we get any deeper into the situation, I want to hear from y'all about this part. Like, please talk to me. What are y'all feeling about it so far? And I don't want to give out the string yard because y'all already know that's gonna mess it up. But feel free to call me on Discord. Matter of fact, hold on. Y'all can call me on the phone. And before anybody get to thinking they about to one up on me, this is not my real phone number. Just FYI. But I'm gonna put it in the chat. Um, so that if y'all wanna have an actual like say words, y'all can. That's cool. We can do that. Because this is definitely a lot to take into consideration. So let me see here. All right, and it's in the chat. So Arthur says it sounds like a robbery to him in a made up story. I definitely agree. What's up, Keisha? Welcome to the live. We're talking about Snootie Wild and his what do you call it? Alleged murderer has been arrested today. And we just went over this part that's on the screen that states that the alleged girlfriend of Snootie Wild that was on scene when he was shot is the cousin of Ivory Williams. And this is her story that she told them. Yes. So again, I've been on the Young Thug case all day, but this definitely was something I had to stop everything and get on to talk about. Because this was definitely one that I've been on working for a minute. So, anybody else got an opinion to what's going on? Because I'm with Arthur. I feel like, for one, I'm just going to tell y'all what I feel. And y'all tell me if y'all agree with it. For one, Snootie Wild was a rapper, for one, okay? And he wasn't like, I don't know if I would consider him like mainstream, but he wasn't just no selling CDs at the front of the store rapper either. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not even from that area of the United States, and I knew some of the bigger songs, you know? And I'm not even gonna front. Like, if he was going to buy allegedly narcotics or whatever, that means he had to have a couple dollars on him somewhere. So you literally was riding on E, right? And I'm talking about on E because for you to have to call somebody at the gas station, you must have been on E. Because why are you calling somebody on a gas station at the gas station? You know what I'm saying? So, um, I would have definitely been like, okay, why you ain't just call Snootie Wild? Why did you call your cousin, right? For some gas money. I don't know about y'all, but dudes love to put gas in your car. I mean, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I ain't know Snootie Wild, but definitely love to put gas in your car. I would have thought that would have been, nothing but to call your dude, you're the alleged girlfriend, and be like, yo, we need gas in the car. But anyway, she called a cousin. That's definitely a red flag to me. Next, I don't know about y'all, but I've witnessed many of my cousins argue, male or female, with like their significant other or their girlfriend, boyfriend, or whatever. I know they'll even witness me arguing. Have anybody ever been like, oh, he disrespecting you like that because he's fussing at you about picking him up, even if he calls you a couple B's? Is that enough to be like, oh, I'm about to follow you over there? If anything, wouldn't your cousin be like, you know what? Forget him. Let him figure out his own way back from over there. And let's go. That's how I'm thinking. But He's young. Maybe he felt like he had to do something. Maybe, you know? But it's definitely a red flag to me. Just in my opinion. Next, right? So based off what the witness and they're saying the surveillance is saying, based on her not testimony, but her statement here, it doesn't make sense. Cause how she's explaining it is that they were here looking, you know, hold on, what Don said? Yeah, he's not from there, he's from Memphis. However, it's like you got to definitely pay attention to the company you keep, because this chick here, it just she seemed off. Because how you leave, for one, if he went to buy narcotics, no matter what narcotics he was going to buy in an unknown neighborhood, and to be honest with you, it does say that they went in the same neighborhood to a house. So meaning you know that area, your people's out there. Why would you leave the man if it wasn't a setup of some sort? In my opinion, y'all tell me if y'all think of it a different way. I mean, you know the area. You call your cousin that's in the area, but but you're scared, or your cousin is scared for you because allegedly Snootie Wild. What was the exact verbiage that she said? Uh oh, Mr. Porter had friends in the area, but y'all go to a house in the same neighborhood that y'all shot him down at. I definitely believe. I know different areas call them different things, but she's definitely a hot girl, set up girl, stick up girl, whatever. It's definitely ain't right. The story ain't right. It don't make sense to me. And we talked about that in research club. It just don't make sense at all. All right, so let's continue on. Now, this is where let me go down some. So as y'all can see, his birthday and all match. So like the police already had his info since March of this year. And it says here that basically they showed the girlfriend a photo of Ivory Williams, because as y'all saw earlier, he does have a record. And she confirmed that that was her cousin. She then goes to say that she had known him most of her life and that he was the driver of the vehicle and the one that she had called. Um, so they then asked for access to her phone to find the phone number for Mr. Williams, and she granted consent to search it and provided them the password. So, they then said that on the early morning hours of Friday, February 25th, 2022, she had received and made several phone calls to Ivory, new cell little cousin, and the phone number, and they list the phone number. They were able to verify that Miss Cartwright's phone number, and they list the phone number. A total of 5 phone calls made or received from this number between 01:21, I guess 1:21 a.m., which was a 13-minute outgoing call, and the last being at 3:09 a.m., which was a missed call, a missed incoming call. All right. So for one, you're talking to your cousin for 13 minutes about gas. Now y'all tell me if that don't make sense. My bad. 13 minutes about gas. That sound like a bunch of baloney. Let's continue. Like, it gives me all of the smellings of a setup. All of the smelling of a setup without even hearing more about it. Right. And you know what? I'm about to set y'all in motion where my mind at with this, right? So he allegedly going to buy drugs or whatnot. It never says how much drugs, what kind of drugs, none of that. He probably pulled out some money. She done took him to the spot to get some drugs. Probably hit her cousin up like, yo, oh boy got some cash on him, man. Y'all should just pull up. You know? They done pulled up, and maybe Snootie Wild wasn't the punk they thought he was and wasn't about to just freely give up shit. And that's when they shot him. That's how I look at it, just based on what I'm reading. You know, a lot of people do these so-called leaks and don't be about that life, or be thinking that people just gonna lay it down, and it don't really be that way. But let's continue with the story, you know. Let's see here. So it says the same day they interviewed the girlfriend, Geronda, they got an anonymous tip for Crime Stoppers, which stated that the suspect was a black male who drives a black BMW with paper tags and lives at 4031 Ward Street. They was able to drive by the location mentioned in a tip a few days after him observed a black BMW with paper tags parked outside the location. It says Ward Street is only a few blocks from the location of the murder. Later on that day, patrol officers from the Southeast Patrol Division stopped a black BMW on a traffic stop and identified the two occupants in the vehicle as Ivory Williams, the driver, the same Ivory Williams that is a cousin of Geronda, along with a female named Camry Rivers. Y'all getting the drift already? Y'all getting why I thought this should have been solved a long time ago? So from the start, and I'm not even gonna do that because I don't want to confuse people to run off with it, But from the start, they had surveillance videos. They had witnesses from day one. Okay, they then had a witness that was directly involved or directly on scene when it happened. However, that witness was telling some stories and got caught up in her stories, okay? But you know what's been consistent so far throughout this story is that Ivory Williams' name came up immediately as being in the car, as being on scene, as being related to the woman that set it in motion. Just saying. So let me look at the next page before I go up to make sure it's no other. I don't think so. So I think we good. But again, this is public info. Look, we just reading over a document. All right, here we go. And matter of fact, before we do that, since I already got everybody's stuff printed off for the past 5 days, let me see, who is this? Geronda. Geronda is the girlfriend, right? She has what's her charges? I believe she's the one with the DWI, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, so she had a DWI with a child under 15 back in 2019. She also has, I don't know what this stands for, but it's FSGIACC, a 10 damaged vehicle, $200 or more. What that means, I have no idea. Yes. Now my question is, the baby the same baby? So the baby that was in the car in 2019, I wonder if that's the same baby that was in the car when this murder happened. And if that baby is said the Williams guy. And how old is this lady? She was born in 1986. How old does that make her? What, 36 ish? And what is her relationship to the Williams guy? Oh, that's the cousin. My bad. I'm jumping the gun. So okay, so it couldn't be her baby. My bad. Let's back up. I'm jumping the gun. But yeah, so she was on probation for 5 years for the DWI with a child under 15. Geronda is the girlfriend allegedly, and the lady that spread love, right? The lady that was in the car to start off with Snootie Wild, the one that allegedly left Snootie Wild to go get gas, but didn't have money, so she called her cousin to come give her gas, and he ended up following her back and ultimately shooting and killing. Now, if he is the shooter, I do not know, but he was one of the two men that was on the scene. Definitely questionable. Let me see what else of substance is in her. That is in here. Hmm. I think that's it. She just had them two charges. Let's see. 5 years probation. Yep. That's all she got right there. Yeah, she's the one who had half her wig off in that photo that we had found. Matter of fact, spray love. See if you can send that to me. I can on my send it to me somehow. I can try to pull it up at the end. I don't want to try to pull it up now and then mess up my whole screen sharing. Let's see what's in there. Oh, all right. So here we go. So with the vehicle check, they ran the license plate, and they realized that the vehicle was, let me see, the vehicle was involved in an accident, and the driver of the vehicle was Camry Rochelle Williams, and in this report, her address was the Ward Street address. While going through Mr. Williams' cell phone data, which was obtained from an earlier search warrant, they found that he had contacted a phone number which is listed as Miss Rivers' phone number, and observed that Mr. Williams' cell data records that he contacted this number several times before and after the murder, and appears to have regular contact with the number based on his records. So I got Miss Rivers' criminal history too. Rivers, where you at? Here we go. So Miss Rivers was born in 1997. I got to get the picture. Y'all want me to show it now, or y'all want me to wait to the end to show the picture? Cause I got to get the picture. I wish I could screen share on my phone, because that would be so much easier. Because it's in my Discord. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna have to. Everybody want to see the picture. Uh. So hold on. Discord. Where is Discord at? Y'all talk to me. What y'all thinking? What y'all thinking? Long live Snootie Wild, most definitely. Cause like, despite what you was trying to do or what you was buying, you ain't deserve nobody to do you like that, for real, for real. Mm-hmm. Y'all too quiet in the chat today. This is good info. Anybody from Houston know these people? Look, I just have to put out. Anybody know these people? Ivory Williams or Geronda Cartwright. And we do see that she is listed on his bond condition. Doesn't specify if she's going to be a witness or a co-defendant. And I'm looking for the photo. I'm looking for the photo. And it's Miss Tina's fault if I can't pull up the paperwork again. Oh, y'all found the photo. Hey, I actually found it on Google. Look at me. All right, as soon as it loads, I'm going to flip back my screen. So the lady you are about to see on your screen is the alleged... Is it going to be bigger? It's not going to be bigger? Is the alleged girlfriend of Snootie Wild at the time of his death. Yeah, it's definitely public info. All right, here we go. This is the girlfriend allegedly that was in Houston. That is her. Miss Geronda Concrete. I wonder if her name Concrete. I said right. Concrete. It could possibly Conright. Conright. Whatever. The girlfriend. The alleged girlfriend. This is her. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if she's definitely gonna be something. It's no way she's not gonna be something. Either she's gonna be a witness or a co-defendant. One of the two or both. So this is the cousin to the alleged shooter. She must have had I don't know. This is just a side note. I ain't really got nothing to do with the case or nothing, but I just got to put it out here. Where's the middle? Because at first I was like, maybe that's a wig, right? But then I'm like, if they made her take off the middle, why not the around the edges? Yeah. That's a good thing too. But you know how these dudes is. They be getting them a little find them some new butt and just be around here. Ain't it, Tony? Hey, I'm sorry. It's like I can't mess with nobody from nowhere. I don't know. It's gonna take a minute. A minute, okay? For me to feel comfortable enough to even get in your car and let you drive me anywhere. And I'm just saying, I ain't about that life. I look at everybody funny when it comes to stuff. You got to, you won't get me somewhere and set me up. Like, for real. I need to have access to maneuver. Okay, Keisha? Like, I need to maneuver. But yeah, this is her. I wonder. Mm-hmm. I wonder if those contacts, because if y'all can tell, it's like her eyes is a different color. No, in the paperwork she doesn't say it. She just refers to herself as a girlfriend. I'm about to say something, y'all, and this ain't got nothing to do with no facts. She look like she possibly do drugs though. I don't know what type of drugs, but she definitely possibly do some type of drug. I'm just gonna say it. That's just my personal opinion based on me looking at this picture. Maybe it was a bad day for her, but yeah, it definitely yeah. That's all I'm gonna say on that. So let me switch. I'm going to see if I can find a picture of the other girl too that we are beginning to talk about right now. The Camry Rochelle. Let me see. Maybe we can hit one. We got one off Google. Let me see. Cause she has a history too. But she has somebody in Houston or somebody Google. Cause I got too many devices on. Somebody Google for me. Yeah, definitely like, comment, share, subscribe. Google for me, what is possession, control, substance, PG? What is the PG? What does that stand for? Like, what does that stand for? Because this other chick, she got charged with that. And I kind of want to know, what does it stand for? Miss Tina said, y'all tell somebody else that was not the girlfriend. Oh, per gram. Dang, why don't $20,000 bond? She must have some real stuff, not no play stuff. Let me see. Is that the only charge she got? So she got resisting arrest slash search. She then got evading arrest slash detention. That's not the same thing. Damn. And then she got the possession charge. So it seems like when they pulled her over to talk with her, matter of fact, before I say that. Oh yeah, see, I'm getting to okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. All right. Let me see if I can find a photo of her real quick and then we will continue. But so we're at the point where it is said that the cousin, the Ivory Williams, got pulled over in a car with the Camry Rivers. The same car that allegedly was driven by him the night that Snootie Wild was killed. So that leads me to think possibly this is maybe his girlfriend. Technically, 97. How old would she be? 97. What, 25? I got to get a picture of her. Like 25. Because I keep looking at this Geronda girl. I'm like, ain't no way she's 25. But I keep forgetting that's not her. So hold on. Let me Google. Let me see. So don't none of my Houston people know none of these people. None of y'all know none of these people. Ain't no way. Say, I'm pretty sure y'all probably don't. Because even where I'm from, I don't know everybody. So you don't want to show me a picture of her? Spray Love, did we ever? Y'all, why I Googled this lady name and cars popped up? That is the first time I ever heard somebody named Camry. Like literally Camry. Let me see here. We may not have a photo for her. Cause ain't nothing but doggone cars popping up. But yeah, she's 20. So the girl I'm talking about now is 25. Possibly. Let me look through these. Yeah, don't no person pop up on this. So okay. Let's get back to the paperwork. You know what? Now that I look at that picture of the boy, they could be cousins. They could be. I ain't gonna front. They could be cousins. They kind of look alike. All right. Back into it. So they got Miss Rivers now. That's where we at. We at the part where they got Miss Rivers. So with hold on, y'all. Right. That's why I said, look, I had to look at it again. Like when I had closed my screen, it had went back to the dude, and I was like, oh yeah, they definitely could be kin for sure, for sure. I got to do something real quick, y'all. Give me 1 second. And then we gonna get back into it, but let's see. Oh, I guess it's not gonna let me do it right now. That's fine. Alright. Back into it then. So well, I like people in my chat because none of y'all called me. Y'all don't try to call me later and want to talk because y'all ain't want to call me while I was on live. All right, so it says prior to them interviewing Miss Rivers, her legal warning, which she stated she understood and waived, so she could speak to them. Okay, In the initial statement, she said she didn't know anything about the murder and her car was not at the murder, but she did know Mr. Williams. I mean, how can you lie and say you don't know Mr. Williams? He's driving your car. Now, this is the kicker. This is the thing, okay? Fellas, street dudes, murderers, whoever, and you label yourself as, you got to be careful who your chick is, okay? Because not everybody gonna ride and plead and be like what's King Von ex girlfriend name that took the charge from him? I don't even remember what her name is in Chicago, but everybody ain't gonna hold you down like she held him down during that time. Okay, so when you in these streets like that doing, whether you really out here hustling for, the family, or you just out here doing dumb stuff, you got to be careful who you chilling with, laying with, because obviously they was in some type of relationship. Now, she started off the interview for per this document saying she don't know shit, besides him, because you caught me in the car with him. But listen to this part here. This is where it gets funny. It's hilarious at this point. You know why? Because it said, after several minutes, just several minutes, not several hours, not even several days, she began to cry and said that she did know about the murder of Mr. Porter, but was not at the scene when it occurred. There we have it. There we have it. And y'all want to know something? I'm going to bring this into focus. What this sounds like. The Adonis and Sammy situation. Okay. Adonis is speaking on the situation that he was not there to witness, right? However, he's speaking on what he was told from Sammy allegedly, right? So, y'all see how they got Miss Rivers sitting in an interrogation room telling what she know based off that information? So, again, just putting that out there, just so everybody can be on the same page as to how this really goes about it. Yeah, Don, I agree. You do got to battle test them. I mean, because I'm going to tell you now, don't do shit in my car. And for sure, if you did something in my car, you better go buy me another one because I don't want to get back in the car. I ain't got time to be sitting in no cold room. Now, I ain't going to say it would take several minutes. Like, what's considered several minutes? Like 5 minutes? Like, dang, you couldn't even wait an hour, maybe 2 hours. They come and they mess with you for a minute, and then they gonna let you see this, make something to see what you gonna do. They ain't even had to do that. They just had to give her several minutes. All right, let's continue. So this is her story. All right, to what she I bet so, Don, I think you done battle tested a couple. Just saying. All right. So she said that she was letting Mr. Williams use her car, and that on that night of February 24th, she let Mr. Williams use the vehicle to get some food. She continued in saying that he never came back, and later that night, early in the morning hours of February 25th, 2022, she met him at an apartment where he, Miss Cartwright, and another male were with her vehicle. She said while at this location, Mr. Williams and others told her that Mr. Porter had been beating Miss Cartwright, which was why she was full of mud, and that during the physical altercation, the male shot Mr. Porter because he had pulled a gun and was going to shoot Miss Cartwright and then them. Miss Rivers confirmed it was her car at the location and that her toddler was the toddler that the witness had seen in the vehicle. Not the witness, that Geronda, I can't pronounce the last name, Geronda had seen. Pumpkin, it definitely was a setup. Okay. Just so let's talk about this portion, you guys, right? It's just like it be the lies that don't align with evidence. Like, I understand when you do something, especially if it's fair in the moment, you may not understand everything. But it's just, for one, this man has your child. So is this his child? Because you mean to tell me that you let this guy take your car and your baby on the night on February 24th, and you did not hear back from your baby in your car until the early morning of February 25th. Come on. Ain't no way. I don't care if you is the daddy. You ain't taking my baby nowhere for hours and hours and hours, and I don't know what's going on or where my baby is. You a Dixie hoe at that point. Like, what you mean? Ain't no way I can't sit here and believe. And if that is true, she don't need her children. And I'm for real. I don't care if he is the dad. Why were you not concerned about where your baby is at that time of the night? And then they talking about a toddler. Somebody tell me what's considered a toddler. Like, because I have a 4-year-old. And I ain't gonna say I consider her a toddler, but if anything, I say she's right off the cusp of toddler. But I could be wrong. Like, what do you guys consider a toddler age? Hold on, Miss Tina, who got hit? Look, Miss Tina to put me on something. 2 to 3. Yeah, that's toddler age. Cause like I said, I still be picking my 4-year-old up sometimes. I think that's why I got back problems. But nevertheless, even my 4-year-old, you ain't about to take my 4-year-old. No, to tell you the truth, y'all ain't gonna stunt. My 19-year-old, I still have her location. I still be wanting to know where she is. Oh, the Geronda girl. Okay, I got you. But listen to this. Okay, so let's just think about it. Everybody close your eyes. Let's think about it. Okay. Your male cousin and his homeboy pull up. All right, y'all thinking about it? Like, I literally got my eyes closed, okay? They pull up. Your male cousin and his homeboy pull up. You arguing with a male. Let's just say it's your boyfriend, okay? You arguing with your boyfriend. Your boyfriend is putting hands on you, okay? What is your male cousin and his homeboy gonna do when they see this? I'm just saying. Like, even if he did have a gun, right? What is your male cousin and his homeboy gonna do first and foremost if they run up on a situation like that? I know my cousin's gonna knock him out. I mean, unless for some reason when they pulled up he already had a gun, but I mean, per the video, they're not even saying the dude had a gun. He was coming out the house where the same people was coming from at one point. And once we get through this one, I'm gonna tell y'all my theory, and I'm just gonna put it out there. Definitely was seen to mine. Like, if I wasn't utilizing all mine, I might call my cousin the same one I called the other night on live later and ask him. Like, we don't play no games like that. And even as like when I got married, like if me and my husband would have got into it, my cousin definitely would have stepped. They're not gonna say he would have like he ain't never hit my husband or nothing like that, and we ain't never gotten into nothing like that. But he definitely would have been like, all right, bro, now chill out, man. Just come on outside, something like that. Like, who really sit there and let their people get beat on? Now, if I would have got beat on, I probably would have been a widow. A widow, I ain't gonna lie. But to each his own on that one. Let's continue with the paperwork. Now, where we stopped at? All right. So the next part is getting a little juicier. Here we go. So she continues to say that Mr. Williams was upset and that it was the other person who had shot Mr. Porter and that they had also taken the pistol he had on him. Oh. Hmm. So, allegedly, per her, they got the pistol from Snootie Wild and then shot him with his own pistol. That's what she just said. Now, it would be interesting to know if that's true, right? Because how the hell did they end up getting the pistol off of him? That's what I want to know. Because so far, we haven't heard that the video or the witness saw any altercation with anybody. They said it was arguing, you know? That's what I heard. Y'all heard? I mean, I've been putting it on the screen. Y'all read anything different than what I said? I ain't saying nothing about no people's fighting. So yeah, let's continue. So she then goes on to describe the other male and how long she have known him. Now here we go. Miss Rivers began to get defensive in her answers at this time and said she didn't know the male's name or nickname, but that it was Mr. Williams' friend. All right. So this was on when did they talk to her? They talked to her on April 25th. So on April 25th, you mean to tell me that was what, over like about 6 weeks or so after it happened? Y'all couldn't have came up with a better story other than you didn't know who he is, just that he's Mr. Williams' homeboy. But I'm gonna put something out there because I think I scrolled past it. By this time, she was in a car with a whole nother dude. So they got her a second time. Um, but she was with a whole nother man. So maybe that's why now she's like, oh, I don't know. But it was somebody he knew because she hadn't moved on. I'm just, definitely I'll post the documents later once I can retract some info. But yeah, it still don't make no sense though. All right, so here we go. She admitted to meeting him multiple times, including picking him up at a resident and at a probation class. So you just picking up random people from the probation office. But you know who was at the probation office or in a probation class? Mr. Williams, your boyfriend, possibly your baby daddy, allegedly, So to me, are you describing your baby daddy or your boyfriend, or you describing the so-called friend? But we'll continue. So she goes on to say like where this guy lives at, said that it was on the north side off of 610, and different things like that. Stated the description of the guy is his hair was puffed out quite a bit, about 5 inches in height, real skinny and with a large behind. What? Oh my gosh. I gotta blow my nose, y'all. Hold on. That's one hellified description. I tell you that much. She then gave them consent to check her cell phone, and she signed and provided the password. Y'all want to talk about that part? Y'all got anything to say about that part? That's a hellified description. Maybe that's why ain't no movement happening in 10 months, cause that's a hellified description. Puffy hair, puffed out hair, large butt, and slim. Hold on, that's wasn't the word she said. What word she said? Real skinny. Right. And then listen, this not even a cousin, Miss Tina. This is the alleged owner of the car that was used in the murder and the mother of the child that was in the car during the murder. And I definitely want to see, he should definitely get child endangerment case, right? For having a child in the car during the commission of a crime. Interesting. All right, let's go down some. This is something else. Yeah, she definitely need, because this don't even make sense just from us just sitting here reading about it, let alone being like a trained detective and stuff like this, like I would have been like, man, put her on a 48-hour hold. Let her mind wander a little bit. All right, so like a week or so later, they went and checked out the apartment complex where the Miss Rivers told them about. And basically it says that it's BS. Nobody that they're talking about lives there or has that those features. Um Let me see. And then even now, listen to this, y'all. They checked with the Harris County probation officer and was told they do not have any officers around the area that Miss Cartwright described. Now, why they say Miss Cartwright? I thought Miss Rivers was the one that told them that. Oh, look like it might be a error on Harris on Houston Police Department because per this document it says Miss Rivers told them that she took the guy to the probation class. But down here they said Miss Cartwright described. So I don't know. But per what we read, definitely it was Miss Rivers that said it. What's up, Miss Lady 77? Thank you for joining in. Um, let's do look like they say on Clubhouse. Let's do a reset real quick. We're talking about the Snootie Wild case. For those who have not found out, Snootie Wild, alleged murderer, has been arrested today. Ivory Williams. Well, he was arrested yesterday. Let me rephrase that. He was arrested yesterday. So yeah, this is what we're talking about. As y'all know, I was already researching the case. I was gonna put out the content this weekend, but I decided to go ahead and do it now. Since we have arrest made. Yeah, I agree, Miss Tina, because that's definitely like, I mean, just proofread it, the seed that you put wrong name. But we gonna keep going. Um, they basically calling her a liar in this last sentence here. They have said here that uh they could confirm that Miss Cartwright and Miss Rivers both communicated with Mr. Williams prior to and after the murder. And they believe that this phone number that they have listed is connected to the case. Let's see what's next. So basically, this is kind of like something that's always in a lot of these search warrants for phone records. So I'm just gonna go over the top of it. But basically, it just breaks down why they need the warrant to be signed for these records. In this case, they're saying that they think this phone number is associated with Miss Rivers and directly to the murder. A matter of fact, looking at that made me think about something. Let me see something real quick. Look, let's see. What's the phone number they had on the other paper? Was it in this paper? Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, y'all don't be picking at me because like Truth Team and Discord be like, girl, why you got paper printed out? I got to. I like touching it, you know? Is that the same number? 1519. All right. So I thought the phone number would have went back to the Williams guy, but it was a different number they had in there. But nevertheless, that's what they feel. Let me see what else is in this document. So if we go down some, this is basically just so y'all don't think I'm just running through it. They just always break down why they need this information, what they look to obtain from the phone records, all that. And basically what they receive back from this search warrant is all data and metadata off of those phone numbers that they had listed. All right, all right, all right, all right. Let's see which one is next. Now, who have we talked about so far? Who is this? Okay. Well, Ivory Duke Williams, we already went over his criminal history, but we'll probably touch on it again. But I can just throw out some stuff. For him to be only 22 years old, he has charges like theft, unlawful carrying of a pistol, theft, assault on a family member, another theft, another assault on a family member, assault on a peace officer that actually happened this year in June, and then burglary. I kind of want to look at that. I kind of want to look at that case in a minute. Because I wonder if it's this chick, the Rivers girl, that he caught that case on. I'm going to hold off on that. We're going to do that in a minute. So it's another name, and I'm just going back through some stuff. It's another name that was mentioned in this paperwork. What's his name? Donald Murphy. If y'all saw that, that's actually the guy that was in the car with Rivers when they arrested her for questioning. Okay. She did not go to jail for anything with the murder. However, they got caught with drugs. He is currently in jail now. And that's because he got caught with a pistol during that search of the vehicle when they stopped it for Miss Rivers, and he had drugs on him. Yeah. It was less than 200 grams or whatnot. And dang, he done tried to kill somebody in jail. He said deadly weapon, penal instrument. Penal instrument? I ain't gonna get into that, but yeah. All right, let me change screens so I can pull up the next documents. What y'all got so far? I know we done been going over a lot. Like I said, y'all, this case had so much details. I was gonna break it down a little better when I did the content, but ain't nothing better than the present. Just to go ahead and get it going now while we're talking about the case, because not everybody is aware of the whole case. Let's see here. Let me see if it's anything new. Because a lot of these are search warrants for phone numbers. Okay. They don't got nothing new in that one. Let me check the one that supposedly is for the cousin, the Williams guy. And then we're going to play Clue, and we're going to piece together some stuff so that we can say when things tie together if we were wrong or not. All right, so the rest of them don't say nothing different as far as the situation. It just says here that they want him for his phone number, Miss Williams, not Miss Williams, Miss Cartwright phone, and Miss Rivers phone number. All right, so let's pull up Mr. Williams again. All right, let me share my screen. Well, let me pull up his other charge. Y'all quiet in the chat? Y'all overwhelmed? I definitely feel like this case was a setup. Of course, the motive to the setup, I don't know. But it's definitely giving me setup vibes. Cause I just don't understand how you had to call somebody, your cousin, to come give you gas. Like, you should have waited at the house for your boyfriend, you know? Okay. So if y'all wondering what I'm doing, I'm about to look into that case that Ivory Williams had, because I want to see if the Rivers girl is listed on it. And just FYI, this case has been dismissed, so I just want to see if it was for her though. If they even list who it was for, they may not list it. Let's see here. Anybody know if the trial is over for hold on. Oh, never mind. No, it's not for her. For I was about to say Young Dolph. I mean Young Thug. Anybody know? I haven't been able to get an update on that either. Cause I've been on here. So this is what he had probation for. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. What was the verdict, Miss Lady 77? Fill me in. Oh, this was a whole lot. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. So he be beating women, basically. It wasn't that woman, it was a different woman that they got listed. So nevertheless, Mr. Ivory Williams got some past domestic violent situations. I guess in Texas it's not called domestic violence, it's called assault on a family member. And he got a few of those. Um so yeah, he was already going down the wrong track. Sad to say. I'm gonna look in on a couple other things too while we're on live. I did have to reschedule my discussion for tonight since I had to get into the Snootie Wild thing. But it's gonna be Saturday. Unless other breaking news happen, you already know how that go. But again, just to sum it up, all the information that they have on the Snootie Wild case, definitely, in my opinion, points at it being a setup by the girl that's allegedly his girlfriend. Don, you are funny, just like Arthur. I'll tell you that much. Okay, so whoever this girl is at Williams, he done beat on her a couple times because her name popped up in a lot, but it's not the same girl that we looking at. All right, so let's sum up the Snooty Wild case. Again, 22-year-old Ivory Duke Williams was arrested and booked on murder charges. Let me put his face up here again. So he was booked, and as of like how long we been on live? 2 hours ago, he was in jail with a hearing scheduled for tomorrow. I'm definitely gonna be streaming it. So unless they got issues like Court 232 be having with Pat, I'm definitely gonna keep y'all updated. I'm gonna follow this case and let y'all know what's what. But yes, 22-year-old Ivory Duke Williams has been arrested for the murder of Snootie Wild, aka Lee Preston Porter the third. And I definitely would say it should be more arrests made. If not, it's definitely something. They're gonna have to explain something. Because if this case go without additional arrest, when clearly y'all done mapped out every in party that's included, it's definitely interesting to see how this is gonna turn out. Now I will say, based off what I research and put together, what my research club put together when we worked on this case, I really feel like that second guy, and this is just my opinion, it doesn't have nothing to do with any per se facts, just based off me reading what these documents, I feel like the brown guy may have been that second guy that was on the scene with them. Now I could be wrong. Again, this is just my assumption. I feel like the brown guy is the second guy. And that no, I don't believe that he Miss Lady, one about the trial being over 20 minutes ago. I only saw that one. I didn't see if you had responded when I asked what was the outcome of it. But you know what? Yeah, I forgot. I can pull it up too. I can pull up the court docs. I thought I was the only one that like watching YouTube on my TV. I like watching YouTube on my TV. And I ain't gonna lie, I watch my own videos. I do. Let me pull up my court docs for Young Thug. Cause that's really was one of the ones I was gonna touch on today. But okay, so in closing with the Snootie Wild, for now, like I said, suspect has been arrested. Ivory Duke Williams. He's 22 years old. He's the cousin of the alleged girlfriend who was on the scene when Snootie Wild was shot. He also had a child in the car when this happened. Let's not forget that part. He definitely had a child in the car. I definitely feel like that second person is that guy they already talked to. Because from what I've been noticing about this case, not you left a whole paragraph. No, I ain't see it. Unless it went too fast. I doubt it went too fast because y'all haven't been commenting like that. But yeah, it's definitely gonna be intriguing to find out if everybody's gonna be arrested. But I feel like I feel like everybody that's involved with the Snootie Wild case, they have already talked to at some point in the investigation. I don't feel like it's gonna be any new players. This is just my opinion. I don't feel like it's gonna be any new players. I feel like it's gonna be everybody that we have seen so far. Well, I will say his case not closed. That's for sure. Because like I told y'all before, um, and we're resetting to the Young Thug situation. When I told y'all in my previous video, he did put a request to seal documents. What documents? I have no idea. Nothing must have happened. What? This can't be right. So ain't nothing happened yet? Is Scope still live? Let me see. So while I'm looking that up, so y'all be real, true team, be honest. Y'all think Gunna snitched? I know those who don't watch my video already know what my answer is to that. Dang, I'm gonna have to do my own research on what was the outcome because I don't see nothing online for the court. See, last night I went and purchased the stuff for Gunna, and I was able to find out, what was what. But I'm looking. But do y'all believe he snitched though? That's been a topic of discussion. Did he snitch? Oh my god. Oh, so they didn't finish. Oh, like that sounds like how much time do y'all need? Like this, I watched that thing when I got off to get on my live. It was like what 8 hours? In the first 2 hours. And matter of fact, shout out to hold on, Flight Risk TV, okay? Because he has been one of the main ones that since day one have shouted me out. He's a small platform like I am. And I was watching it on 11 Alive, but I saw that he was streaming it. So I ended up getting off of 11 Alive and jumping on his. Just to support. Like I said, it's all about support when it comes to YouTube. And I love supporting everybody, especially the underdog dogs, because I am, despite what some people may think, I am the underdog dog still. And you know, so Miss Tina, this is why I feel like he snitched, okay? And I kind of touched on it in the video, but I feel like it's the questions or the statements that the DA had him respond to. Although they're not his words. Now, he didn't sit there and say, yes, that was definitely Young Thug with the pistol and the pills and all that. But how they phrased the statements, they definitely set him up to be assumed by some. To me, I just feel like it's really no gray area with it. The question was something along the line, and it's not verbatim, was that do you have knowledge or something along that line of people involved in this game doing crimes? And he said, yes, ma'am. I mean, regardless if you pointed them out right there was enough for me, you know? So I guess you can call it dry snitching or light spread love, say indirectly snitching, but it was snitching. Now, again, the DA knew what she was doing. Just like if you watch this long, drawn out 8 hours a day, 8+ hours, the DA, when she felt like that judge was about to rain down, she told that other chick, "Yo, sit down. You messing up. Let me do it." And for a minute, it felt like she was being combative with the judge. I just knew he was about to say, "All right, now contempt of court" or something like that. It's just interesting because she put a lot of emphasis on these cases. So I know she got a lot riding on it. I know she feel the pressure. But at the same time, at this point, and I said it earlier on Clubhouse, at this point in the case, when you going after hitting these type of cases, you should not be arguing the issue of if a search warrant was valid. You should have had them I's dotted and them T's crossed for sure. For Miss Lady, you talking about for Thug? And y'all, again, I just really got on this case. A lot of people was asking for me to, look into it. And look, I can't say it ain't news. It's definitely news. So this is my opinion with no legal experience or nothing like that. Just looking, I really feel like the state probably is not going to prove their case with this, even if it goes to trial. I feel like what's going to happen, as far as Thug, I feel like what's going to happen, unless one of those co-defendants actually get on that stand and say, yeah, he this, he that, like actually understand, the state case is going to probably flop and the federal government is probably going to pick it up, in my opinion. I feel like if in order, and I say this because how are y'all having an issue with the whether it was a valid search warrant? Like, come on, man. You said yourself on that podium what you was about to do. You said it. How is that an issue at this point in the situation? How? Now you want to say, oh, I got certified copies. But like the judge said a month ago, you didn't. Why you ain't had that together? And then again, that guy, the guy that spoke for Thug's defense, he was even when the judge was like, "Sir, that ain't what we here for." He was like, Your Honor, let me finish. Let me finish trying to cut me off." And I was like, okay. And the judge let him finish, and then the judge finally got what he was saying. This other girl, the original girl, kept saying, "Oh, well, this is still our stance. This is still our stance." And then they saw it wasn't working, and all of a sudden the DA, and I'm allegedly the DA because I wasn't sure if that really was her or if that was just somebody else. She had to step in. But on a case like that, you should have had your heavy hitter, your guard dog on first chair. That old girl, she wasn't ready. She sounded crazy to me. And I don't even know no type of legal anything when it come to that. But she sounded like she wasn't. She was scared. She sounded like she really didn't have the right words to say. And going up against somebody like that lawyer, I don't think they put their best foot forward on that. And you can tell by how the black lady started talking towards the end, like she had to kind of clean it up. And they too far in the game for that. I just feel like, again, I use this as an example on Clubhouse. With the O Block 5. Illinois ain't picked that up. They could have. But nah, they let the FBI get in there on that RICO because they probably wasn't going to be able to handle it. The same way, allegedly, if a RICO ever um, came down in Houston, it ain't going to be from Texas. The FBI gonna have to do that. Texas ain't gonna be able to handle no RICO down there in Houston. Like for real, they're not. So I just feel like maybe she, like they kept referencing apples. I think she bit off more than she can chew. I feel like maybe she should have finished the RICO for YFN Lucci first to see like what success she had with that. Then maybe go into the situation with YSL. It just seemed like rushed. Cause why are we talking about how long they been locked up? Like a year or some change. And you telling me some mess about a search warrant from 2016? But yeah, Messina, I mean, that I feel like she had to kind of rebound because old girl wasn't arguing right. And I feel like, to be real, if they was gonna push it like they was pushing it when she stood up, they should have been doing that before that judge said, "Let me take a 5-minute recess." They ain't had the right person in the first chair. That's my opinion. They ain't had the right person in the first chair. Who they should call was that Latia lady. That's who they should have called to help him out because old girl wasn't ready. Speaking of, y'all, let me search wrong right here. It's been said, um, you're right. You definitely got to have confidence with anything, but especially if you're going in a judge in a courtroom. Yeah. So it's been said. If y'all haven't watched my other video, I can drop 2 videos a day plus a live. Look at me. Um, the DJ Pack 713 is out of jail allegedly. What y'all think about that? I ain't found that liquor proof that he is. That's why I did the video. But that's what they said. What y'all think? Y'all think he out? Or y'all think he right there where he's supposed to be at? Allegedly. And I'm actually just about to look it up real quick to see if anything changed. But that's what they said. They say he right out wherever he live at, Channelview or whatever it's called. So he right out there living his best life with his feet up, crisscross. Sorry, that's not what they said, but I'm just playing. But they did say, yeah, they said he's still in there. I don't know. And I'm gonna tell y'all this. And this all this how I'm gonna put it, right? I understand that people be like, Houston does things certain ways, which is cool, even with the corruption, because I do have a video dropping, and now that the Snootie Wow is alive, I probably can drop the Dirty Dozen sooner than I thought. But yeah, I got content videos coming out called Dirty Dozen about the Houston Police Department. Okay, however, I feel like the citizens of Houston has got so numb to the fact of things not being handled correctly and legally. And that's why they always say, oh, that's Houston. That's not good. Because everybody's not in the streets, right? A lot of stuff, okay, yeah, you say street justice because people that's in the streets um can definitely handle whatever they handle their way. But as a everyday average person, if you can't depend on going on your computer or your phone to look up if somebody is actually in jail as a concerned citizen and it says he is but he's not, that's a problem. That's definitely a problem. And that's where I'm coming from. You get what I'm saying? I understand the safety, but you got to understand he at this time, okay, until proven that he did not kill in cold blood or whatever the case may be, he is a suspected murderer, right? So I understand people saying, "Oh, they're going to cover it up because of his safety," but it's other people that is concerned with their own safety, not knowing exactly what this man is capable of. You're telling me that they don't have the right to know when he is released? That's what I'm saying. Appreciate you, Miss Lady 77. So that's what my stance on is on that, and that's why I'm doing the Dirty Dozen video. And I got a couple more corruption videos that's dropping after that. But yeah, it can't be okay. And like I've said plenty of times, even for the fact of the matter, how much stuff is accessed freely and online for Texas is crazy to me, especially personal details. But to not know if someone is out of jail is beyond me. Like, and when you got the question if the info from your government is questionable just on the basis of if somebody is released or not, that's sickening. Like, for real. I ain't even gonna sit here and cap. Like, that's sickening. And I'm about, dang, did I disconnect? I'm gonna have to bring it back up. You know, I ain't gonna do that because I don't want everybody to know my little hidden compartment to find things out. But yeah, I haven't been able to find that he's out nowhere. And that's why I dropped the video, because I want to be able to reference that. Because if it later is on the 27th when they have court again, and that man coming in without that orange jumpsuit on, I'm going to definitely write y'all congressmen myself to find out what the H is going on. Because there's no way. You got to, like, it's no way that it's so much concern for his safety that y'all covering up that he got released. But y'all got all his personal information online along with everybody else from Texas. That makes no sense. Like, I'm about to be real with y'all. Last night when I first got the info from people that he possibly let me see. Bam. Charles said he's in Houston right now. Nothing about his release from jail has been on our local news, nor is there any word of him being out. Trust the paperwork you have online. See? And that's where I'm at. Okay. It's just until and then if when it is released, it's just the fact of this can't be okay with everybody, right? You got to be able to trust something. And this is where I was going to. Like, Texas got so much stuff online. I'm literally, and I'm not going to post it, but I'm literally looking at Patrick Clark parents' marriage license. Literally, I'm looking at an unofficial copy. I have their marriage license. They was married in 1985. Let me see. Who married them? The associate pastor from where? Let me see. From where? From where? It doesn't say the church, but last name Moffat, Moffat. Come on now. But y'all talking about safety. But somebody that's not even there in Texas, let alone not even part of the union, I can pull up their official, well, unofficial. But I can pull up a copy of a marriage license that provides their marriage date, their what else is on this marriage license? It got the birthday of both of them, their first and last names, all that. I can pull it up. The address they was living at the time when they got married. All this is available. But you telling me that the safety of him is why this not being released to those who, are saying, oh yeah, because like I said, I don't know if he's out or not, to be real. And the more I look into stuff in Houston, I don't know how they work stuff down there. You know? All I'm saying is I'm not buying that safety thing is why it's not being released. Cause that's crazy. If I can pull up a whole marriage license. Matter of fact, you know what else I pulled up? The deed to their house. An unofficial copy to the deed to their house. I'm not gonna post it. It's public record though, obviously. You can pull it up. The deed to their house. Literally in my hand. Y'all hear that? In my hand. So how is safety the concern? I'm just saying. Look, who was that was just talking to that there that lady live in Houston? Definitely, y'all need to write y'all Senate people, Congress people, some type of people, to tell them like we doing too much. Yeah, I agree, Miss Tina, but it's people do it every day, putting their homes up for their loved ones, and as long as he go to court, they won't lose their house. So as long as he go to court. But my thing is the amount of information we can get, it's not it's not worth that amount. Matter of fact, I can tell you how much they paid for it. Give me a second. Where is the amount? Thought they had it on here. It doesn't say it. But I can tell you that it's a 3 bedroom. Is it a 3 bedroom? 3 bedroom, 2 bath house. It don't got no amount that ain't. Is that on another sheet? Like I said. But so listen, the Bell's bondsman that they had testify yesterday at this court hearing that was not made publicly, right? You said they will? Oh, we got the info on who the Bell's bondman is. If that's the case, hold on, y'all. So y'all love me making phone calls. And you're right. His mother is a retired, I want to say either a teacher or administrator for a school. I looked that up last night. His dad is an engineer. Matter of fact, did I print it out? Hold on. Yeah, like I said, I ain't treating him no different than I did Lil Kim. I looked into him for sure. What's up, Flight Risk TV? I just had shouted you out not too long ago. Y'all make sure y'all definitely go subscribe over at Flight Risk TV. Let me see here. Yeah. They definitely got it together as far as like they're not just no um panhandlers on the side of the road. I definitely wouldn't say that. But yeah, like you got all this information out here on these people, but you telling me that y'all released them without letting the public know because of his safety. Man, get up out of here. When I can pull up, like I said, a marriage license, a deed to somebody's house. Come on, man. But I say that to say, I had looked it up earlier, but I didn't close out that tab. The Bell's bondsman that took the stand is Mark Metz. And he has, let me pull up. He has Matter of fact, Flight Risk TV. What happened at the end of court today? Because I had to jump on the Snootie Wild case. I didn't finish watching it. So I believe if he did get bailed out, and if it is the bail's bondsman that said on the stand per the news that they already done worked out something, it will be better now than later. Bail's bonds in Houston, Texas. Matter of fact, spread love. Hit them up and see if they tell you if you out or not. If you can. So yeah, that's why I said it's like you can't sit here and tell me safety is that important in Texas. And I'm just gonna speak as a state altogether when I can go pull up a deed and a marriage license without showing any identification. All you gotta do is create an account. That's beyond me. And I've been saying that since the day I stepped on the scene with my platform. And spread love. Look, she gonna find out for us if they gonna release it, and we'll find out right now, right here while I'm on live. So it's beyond me. You know, every city, every state got its issue. Trust me, especially in the South. But that's just okay. So you think they still gonna like have a day two tomorrow, or something like that? Flight risk. But like they said they stayed in. Matter of fact, this deed to this house, they bought this house in 1991, November 15th, 1991. So I would definitely say they definitely are rooted in a community, you know. Um, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I've been cross checking some things, but it's still in the works. But I've been cross checking. But they definitely are rooted in a community, right? So they probably know some people. Oh, I got you. They probably know some people. Cause like I said, they had the Bellsman testify yesterday. And matter of fact, let me pull up that news clipping so I can tell y'all exactly what they said to the news people. But I ain't gonna lie, my grandma probably would have did it for my daddy. I don't be out there like that. So on which side? On the defense side or on the prosecution side, Flight, as far as the judge? And make sure y'all like, comment, share, subscribe. Y'all already know your girl trying to get her numbers up. We close, but we still got a ways to go. And I appreciate y'all for rocking out. I had to look and saw, yeah, and then we definitely gonna know it's biased because they sure dropped the ball. You see, they had to call the heavy hitter to fix it. But again, and then let me say this again with the safety thing as far as this Patrick Clark case. Everybody so here we go. Bam. See, I had to look at the paper again. It says the original principal sum of $56,052. That's how much the principal was on the house. And it looks like they bought the house from somebody. Because the original principal sum of $56,052, dated February 6, 1987, executed by Banks, a single person, and payable to the order of Commonwealth Mortgage Company of America. So yeah, so they bought the house from somebody. Now, again, you guys, why do I know this? But it's a safety issue. Come on, man. That's foolery. You know why that's foolery? Because let me tell you, if I go to my local courthouse right now, because you ain't about to get nothing online in South Carolina. That's for sure. Okay? And in Georgia, you got to pay for it. And you got to have some info to go with it before you even look it up, right? It's going to be redacted to the T. Okay? Redacted to the T. So that should tell you something. Texas don't have safety. Safety ain't even on their doggone brain, to be real. Flight Risk TV. So I haven't heard that he's a bondsman or a PI. He's an engineer. Oh, that's why I knew it was something else I've been looking up. He's an engineer. They definitely got brains. Now, why? I ain't even gonna say that. But I'm gonna say it, just in my opinion. They got all these brains and stuff. Why did he just come out and portray himself as just a broke DJ though? I'm just finding it hard to believe that he's just that less fortunate. Yeah, please do. Thank you. So let me see here. So it says here on ABC13.com that Clark's father is some sort of software engineer at Johnson Space Center, and his mother is a retired HISD employee. Come on now. Come on now. And they said here the father said he is willing to put the family's home up as collateral if his son bond is lowered. In addition, the whole family will co-sign a bond issue from a bondsman if lower, which Mark Mex, a bail bondsman, said the family has already taken care of. So again, if it is confirmed that um DJ Pat, aka Patrick Clark, is released, is possibly going to be through the bail's bondsman. Better now than later bail bonds. I looked up the report that is printed off for when people do make bail. Let me tell you, down there, if they do make bail, right, it's a report that comes out daily. It tells you how much the bail was and who, meaning the bail's bonds company that took care of the bail. And Patrick Clark was not listed on there. Okay. Now, some of my sources that say that he's out is people that live down there. So I have not been told anything incorrect from them before. It's hard for me to feel like he's or like he's just like a ghost or got a what is called a gopper ganger, you know. So I don't think these people that's down there would make it up. So I'm kind of at like a tight space to be like, whose safety are you really covering up for then if he is home, right? And that's why I dropped the video, because I need to have a reference point. Thank you, Spread Love. Shout out to my assistant, Spread Love. Like, on Discord, I need to put this on my other phone too. Y'all give me a minute. I'm about to pull it up and then I'll play it. So I had ran out of storage on my phones. So I try to keep everything on one phone and then free the other phone, but I've been needing both phones with the same stuff on it. Hold on, you guys. All right, it's downloading. But yeah, it's just a lot. And like I said, it happens in everywhere. It's just right now because so many of the cases I'm working on is coming out of Houston. It's just like I'm honing in on them, but it just don't make sense. And people that live there, I wouldn't even feel safe living there like that. If an average person can't get justice, I can understand streets wanting to handle it the street way, but to not be part of the streets and then not get no justice, that's crazy. Oh man, that man make more than $65,000 a year. Ain't no way. Spread somebody. It don't have to be spread love, but somebody see if you can pull up the payroll or the average income. I'm trying to download the Discord so I can play the audio on my other phone. I don't know why it's taking so long. That is crazy. People be calling my phone. I'm waiting for it to download. But let's see if we can find out the salary. Cause ain't no way. Cause I'm pretty sure he had to go to school for a good little minute to be doing something like that. Like for real, for real. Let me see if I can just get it on my other phone real quick. Cause I don't know why this taking so long. Probably got to delete all that doggone Young Dolph footage. Not Young Dolph. Why I keep saying now? Young Thug. What's up, Sko? Sko is definitely in the building. Look, I'm trying to get my Discord to pop up so I can play the audio. We're on the DJ Pack situation right now. Let me see. I ain't get it, spread love. I'm looking in it now. Unless it didn't come in yet. I think it just dropped. But I ain't get the audio though, spread love. So based off of the info that we pull up, somebody working out at the Johnson Space Center, the engineers make about an average of $92,000 a year. Engineers at the lower end of the spectrum, the bottom 10% to be exact, makes roughly $65,000 a year, while the top makes about 130,000. Ain't no way he just started entering the game on that. Ain't no way. Let me see. I still ain't get it yet. I don't know why it's taking so long. Give us cause I can probably play it later. But what did they say anything? Now I did hear Texas cost of living ain't that high. I did hear that. Spread love, give me a summary though. Or like, cause I can't pull it up. I don't know if it's because I'm on the phone. Why it's not downloading the audio. But while we do that, so for those who's wondering what audio, I had my assistant reach out to the bonds company because like we're talking about the DJ Pack situation. People on the streets are saying he's out. However, we're searching the databases and it's saying he's in, including the Victim Services Vine League. For those who don't know, Vine League is victim services. You can request to be notified when a change in inmates Status changes. I signed up for that earlier. I have yet to receive a email or anything about his status changing. Matter of fact, for those, I can play the call real quick. Let me see. Because I do got that one. But on a lighter note, yep. We got arrested in the Snootie Wild case. Happy about that. Now that we can just get everything else to align, we'll be in the game for sure. Insurance and training purposes. Thank you for calling APRIS, keeping communities safe and informed. Your call is very important to us. We are working diligently to serve you, and thank you for your patience. Thank you for reaching the APRIS service center. This is Lorraine. How can I help? Yes, I was calling to see if any information is available on an inmate that's housed in Texas. Okay, I'll be happy to help and see what information is available on an inmate that's housed in Texas. They have their name, please. Yes, Patrick Clark. Clark. Yes. Thank you. One moment, please. Okay. And so he's in custody under the Harris County Jail. Would you like to register so you're notified of his custody changes? No, but can you provide to me when that was updated or the last it was updated in your records to show that he's in custody? And he was booked in December the 2nd at 3:05 p.m. Is that the last time your records was updated? What type of information are you looking for? Our information, we're a real-time service, so okay. Nothing's updated until something happens. Okay, that's really what I wanted to know because it is said that he has been released, but I don't see it online, so that's why I asked you when it was updated. But since you said it's real time, no, yeah. Okay. He's still in custody as of right now. Okay, sounds good. That's what I needed to know. I thank you. You're more than welcome. And was there anything else I can try to help with? No, that's it. Well, thank you for reaching our line services to try to have a good day. You too. Thank you for choosing. She was getting snappy for a minute. Yeah, she did try to pop off at me a little bit. But yeah, y'all, that was so that's why I'm like, it's just weird to me, like I'm all for safety, but man, there ain't no concern like that because if that's the case, I again wouldn't been able to pull a doggone deed off of somebody's house or pull their marriage license up. Come on, man. Like that there means they got their mind on the wrong things. And flight, I'm about to look it up real quick because I don't have it in front of me. And see, that's the thing though. It shouldn't be like that because not everybody is in the street life to say, oh, they'll get it in the streets or whatever. Some people rely on what's made available by their government officials. Now, it's one thing for people to, get away with finessing it. That's one thing. But when you're telling me I can't even trust the system to tell me if an inmate is actually in jail or not, that's crazy. That's crazy. Now we're going on. This was about 11 p.m. last night, almost 24 hours since allegedly this person did it. Can you email it to me, Spread Love? Email it to me, MickeyTrue2022 at gmail.com. So flight, I can put it in the chat. The SBN number in the chat. Or it will be in the chat in a minute. But yeah, it's unexcusable. I mean, I'm just saying. It's just when the The community as a whole, all they can say when things like that happen is to say that's just how they do it. That's sad, man. Like I said, in the streets is one thing because that's what you get. But when you talking about the people you depend on when you're not out there, that's crazy. Because it feels like they care more about the alleged shooter than they do the average Joe. Some people get have panic attacks and stuff around stuff like that, although they wasn't directly involved or directly related to the people involved. That could cause hysteria. You know. Now, where I'm from, they do a lot of stuff. I ain't gonna sit here and say they don't. But one thing you can count on, once you leave out that detention center, within an hour, your name will be out of that system. I have yet to come across a case where they be like, somebody's there and they're not there. Nope. That's absurd. For sure. So I'm working on getting the audio to the call to the Bells bondsman. And then from there, I got my little. Y'all don't be wanting to talk. Y'all just be wanting to hear me talk. I had to put my phone number out there. Ain't nobody call me. Now watch, I'm gonna get all types of spam calls when people start looking back at the replay. And you know what I'm gonna do? Change the number. For sure, for sure. Change the number. Y'all can call if y'all want to talk about the Snootie Wild case and your thoughts on the Snootie Wild case and finally the arrest of Ivory Williams. Like I said before, even before hearing this, he was one of the people on my list. We researched in Research Club. If you want to talk about your thoughts on the Young Thug situation or the Gunner situation, as I told y'all, he may not have said exactly what somebody did, but he definitely agreed to the statement that they asked. Let me see. So Charles said, "Do you think if they were trying to keep his release hidden for his safety, that they would still keep the online record system showing that he is still incarcerated?" To be honest with you, I don't know when it comes to that. I wouldn't think, especially at a state level, especially at a level where we know he's already in jail. It's one thing. See, my thing, if it was in the beginning, when we didn't even know he was arrested and you slid him in type thing and we didn't know or whatnot. But when you publicly make an arrest and put that he's in jail and then you let him out, I feel like you should definitely let us know when you let him out. Um, or at least put unknown something. It's just to say that he's actually there is weird to me. I don't know why they giving Gunna a pass. He snitched. Like I said, his lawyer should have, because his lawyer made a statement trying to clarify, like he didn't snitch this and that. Well, you should have had that DA ask different questions. She knew what she was doing by asking him them type, wording them questions that way. All right, I just got an audio, y'all, to the call. All right, I'm about to play it. This is Neil speaking. How can I help you? Hi, is this the Better Bill Bank? Yes, ma'am. Hi, I was calling because you were listed for Patrick Xavier Clark at the Bill Bryant Company that his family is working with. I wanted to know if he's been bailed out yet. One moment. What's your last name?
The last name is Clark. Clark? Yes. Clark? Yes. And the last name? That is the first name? Oh, Patrick. Patrick? Yes. And the date of birth? His date of birth is 8/4/89. No, he's still in jail. Okay, thank you so much. Have a good day. You're welcome. Okay, bye-bye.
All right. Well, look. Again, for those who just tuning in, that was a call made directly to a better. Hold on, let me give their exact name. But Mark Metz, who testified at the hearing yesterday, that said, according to ABC 13, that he already set up everything with the family as for the collateral for the bonds. His bonding company is called Better Now Than Later Bells Bonds in Houston. That was his office verifying that Patrick Clark is still in custody of Harris County. Okay. I've played earlier the recording from VineLink, which is the victim services that stated that he was still in custody. Okay. So again, y'all, we don't know. It's just rumors going around stating that he's out. I don't have any proof that he's out. All my proof is stating that he is incarcerated. Okay. He does have a hearing on the 27th, which is the Monday right after Christmas. And we know if he coming in with anything other than that orange jumpsuit, something definitely ain't right. And I'm definitely gonna be the one to point it out. For sure, for sure. Okay. What's up, Untamed? So just a recap, cause we done been on live for 3 hours, y'all. We ain't did a 3 hour live in a minute, but we went over a lot of stuff. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend, catch the replay. Let me recap what we went over. I went through the Snootie Wild scenario. We as the public, we as Truth Team definitely feel like it was a setup. However, they did arrest a murder suspect today, Ivory Williams, 22 years old, out of Houston. So definitely kudos to them for getting that done. Let's just hope we can get a conviction of murder. Um, See, I ain't see that flight. It said that he was some sort of engineer at Johnson Space Center. What else we talked about? So we talked about that. Then we went into talking about the Young Thug situation. We have not gotten an update exactly. I believe maybe they will have court tomorrow. It was audio issues. um we talked about Gunner, everybody's stance on if he actually snitched. I feel like he did. It was not directly to say somebody did something, but the way those questions was worded, that DA knew they sounded real off. But he agreed to it. Nevertheless, he's home with his family. To my understanding, when I checked online, the case was still open for Young Thug, so he's definitely still locked up. Then we went on to talk about Patrick Clark. He oh, okay. He is allegedly on the streets per some people in Houston. However, all databases, even the Bell's Bondsman company that spoke at his hearing, is saying he's still in jail. So we never know. He said, "Look at the lawyer for Patrick, the brother. Look at his business dealing." Oh yeah, I did that in the other video. He like is part owner in clubs and something called a turkey leg or something. Somebody actually ran past me and said something about that turkey leg business. I haven't looked into it yet, but it's definitely on my to do list. But I have heard that he, any case like this, he has not lost. Now, that definitely doesn't say anything. He could be a great, great lawyer. I don't know. But he definitely has not lost a case in this situation, just to say. Um, but like I told y'all, I'm dropping that Dirty Dozen video, which is about a dozen Houston Police Departments, some not no longer Houston police officers or whatnot, but that's coming out. Turkey leg hunt. Yeah, that's hut. That's what it's called. So y'all, when I say look, I posted that video, I really be out here looking. Like I said, I don't never dismiss nobody for anything they send to me. So if you send me something, even if I think it's the craziest, weirdest connection ever, I'm gonna look into it. However, I always tell people now, my findings may not align with your theory that you had when you sent it to me, but nevertheless, I'm gonna respect it and I'm gonna look into it. Um, yeah, I'm also gonna be dropping just content on different little situations that I'm hearing throughout YouTube and Clubhouse that I've been researching, and I'll drop that. But yeah, y'all, I look into everything. Definitely. Oh, I see. Sko ain't even tell me that. Like I told y'all, Sko was the one who put me on to the arrest. I wasn't even aware of it because I was watching the Thug trial. But yeah, we TV tonight. Skull will be on the 50 Cent show. Isn't it Hip Hop Homicides is what it's called? Y'all don't hold me on to that, but I believe it's called Hip Hop Homicides. Skull, shout out to Skull Gang and Skull. Will be on tonight. I definitely gotta check it out. What time it comes on? It's probably already on my time. But yeah, y'all. If y'all got any more questions for me, let me know. If not, I'm gonna get ready to close out. Cause my throat is sore. I've been talking for 3 hours. Y'all ain't want to holler at me today, but it's all good. All right, cool. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna go ahead and get off. Um, I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Like I said, I haven't even been on YouTube for 2 months yet, so I definitely appreciate everybody that rocks with me for real, for real. And that goes to other YouTubers or just everybody that's part of the Truth Team or is will be part of the Truth Team. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to my family away from the Truth Team, Cloud Monsters over there on Clubhouse, T Money, Don, Ben, everybody over there. Shout out to Two Cents, which is Nisha Kim. I definitely like her energy when she be talking her stuff. Okay, but she's definitely heavy on conspiracies now. Shout out to Cocaine, definitely part of the Cloud Monsters over there. Shout out to my assistant, Spread Love, Marco, Bo, who is in school, y'all. For those who's wondering, where is not Marco, where is Bo? He's in school, so he's been dealing with a lot of assignments. Shout out to Arthur and Tony, who are I'm just gonna say my ears to the streets because they help me figure out some street stuff that I don't know. Like I said, I don't be knowing all the street stuff, so sometimes I be needing clarification. Shout out to Sko, of course. I look at him as my mentor to this YouTube thing, for those who saw me first on Sko. Like I had 5 people following me, and he reached out to me. They gave me a chance to put my facts out there. So I will always appreciate him, no matter what nobody say. He always show love to me, and I'm gonna show love back to him. Um, Shout out to the whole freaking team, from Skull Gang to Truth Team to what we call them, the when you Skull Gang and Truth Team. I forgot what we call everybody. Shout out to my mods. I didn't see everybody in the chat, but I definitely saw Spread Love, Tony Snow. I don't think I saw Coco. But yeah, shout out to everybody. Shout out to Charles. Yes, definitely. A lot of people have followed me from the Skull channel, and I appreciate it. Like I said, I rock out with y'all. Y'all see me in the Skull chat all the time. You know, you got to have a certain level of energy to get on the panel. So some nights I don't even call in to get on the panel. I just be in the chat kicking it with y'all. And I be having the time of my life. Now, the other night, why y'all ain't tell Sko to stop that? I meant to tell him that he had me cracking up the other night. Him and his mods. Shout out to them though, for real. Thank you, Shirley. Y'all catch my other 2 videos if y'all haven't already that I dropped earlier. And yes, this live will stay up. I had to take down the live from, was that yesterday? I had to take down the live, unfortunately. But this one will stay up. Thank you. Look, I just be out here just doing what I do, staying true to it. Like I be telling people, yeah, I'm still a small platform. No matter if you hear my name, a lot of people like, oh, your name is everywhere. That's fine. I'm still small. I still got work to do. Like I said, I'm only been on this YouTube stuff for not even 2 months. Like when YouTube sent me that email, like 34 days, I was like, 34 days? That's it? I got about 6 gray hairs since I started YouTube. But yeah, I appreciate y'all, all y'all, man, for real. I know Spread Love and probably Miss Tina about to follow me over the Clubhouse. So if y'all not doing anything else on YouTube, definitely make you a Clubhouse account and come catch me in Cloud Monsters. And pop that stuff with me. I had to take it down because it was, y'all already know how I feel about names of witnesses or victims. And Bo, shout out to Bo, shout out to Maggie, which are my two people that would definitely pick up on some things. They watch my videos behind me and they catch certain things. So when something is caught that I don't want out, I definitely run it back. And I was sitting here this whole time I've been on live because I believe at the beginning of this live I did show a clip of something that um possibly was something I ain't want to show as far as on the paperwork, but it is paperwork that's public. So I'm gonna leave it alone, That's all. But yeah, normally if they catch on, if they find something and let me know, I take it down. Again, that's why I tell y'all it don't be about the views. Like it's just be about the information. Of course, as I get bigger, of course I want the numbers. I mean, why not? I'm out here. I'm really working doing it. But yeah. My foundation though isn't about the views. And in closing, y'all, I'm about to get up off here because my nose is starting to get cloggy. Um, Definitely follow Flight TV. Did I say that right? Flight Flight Risk TV. Definitely follow him because, like I said, he's a growing platform just like me. And I remember before I even hit, I think I was like low on the totem pole, like real low. I know I wasn't nowhere near 1,000 followers for sure. He used some of my content and he definitely shouted me out. And I'm talking about, dang, did I have a YouTube? I had to have a YouTube. Did I? I don't even think I had my YouTube yet, to be honest. I think it was something I said on Skull. But anyway, he gave me credit. So he always got, I always got respect for him because he gave me credit when he didn't have to, because technically I wasn't even on YouTube. So yeah, so that's why I told y'all earlier when I was watching the trial, I was watching it from 11 alive, but then I'm like, shoot, he's streaming. I'm just gonna watch it from him. And I was in the comments, chopping it up with him. So yeah, definitely y'all go subscribe to him for real. I'm about to get up off here. Y'all follow me to Clubhouse. Clout Monsters got a room. If they don't have a room, we gonna make a room. With all that, I hope everybody be safe. I appreciate y'all. We just getting started. Truth team to the end. And like I always say, stand for the truth or fall for anything. Good night, y'all.